Build the dream in FIFA 20, pay less and get more, and use the code TVM at checkout for a bigger discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory. Going into some Foot Champs gameplay. It is definitely Foot Champs this time. Not making that mistake again, at least for another week. So, I was 2-0, 2 rage quits. Nice start. That was on Friday. Last night, I said to myself, I'll play for another 3 wins. And then I'll play out 9 wins on Sunday, because there isn't an awful lot for me to do on Sunday besides just playing champs, right? So I put it off and I put it off. I went into some games and the gameplay wasn't bad. And I don't know whether it was just me playing bad, but I was playing against people like this guy right here, right? He was actually not a bad player at all. This isn't the game that I'm talking about. This guy was very, very good. It was a back and forth game. I felt like I had a little bit extra in the tank, but I just couldn't. There was little things. This is what. Look at this from Nesta. What is he doing? Trying to Cruyff turn it into Lucas for the other team. What is that? And I know a lot of people will just blame Lucas for it. It's like when I'm blaming the gameplay, or I'm saying, you know, this wasn't going right, blah, blah, blah. People say, oh, change team. No. It's nothing to do with this. Oh, change formation. No, it's nothing. Look at it. We've just taken an air shot there with Insigne, and then instantly, I didn't even press the shoot button again. He instantly took another shot. And it's not the gameplay that I'm blaming, if that makes sense, because the gameplay felt fine. Players were responsive. Dragbacks were nice and quick. The passing was fairly accurate for the most part. There were just little things that were just like, what is that? What are you doing? You know, those Nesta moments, and that Lucas shot. It was just like, what is going on? That was happening throughout the entire game. And I pressed, and toward the back end, I nearly got that goal that would have given us the W. But unfortunately, it went to penalties. I had absolutely zero bottle whatsoever, and we lost. Last year, I could count on one hand throughout the entire year how many penalty shootouts I lost. This year, I've lost count already. It's crazy. I am not very good at penalties. So we take our first defeat of Weekend League. We go 2-1. Not ideal. And then we go into another game with yet another red Fabinho. I didn't even realise that until now. And this guy, I'm struggling to actually remember what it was all about. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, this was the game. This was the game. I've written it down, by the way, if you're wondering what I was doing. This is the game where the guy was honestly not that great at all. And I didn't feel at any point during the game. I mean, look at that. I'm going to slow that down for you in a second. He goes on to score here, but I didn't feel throughout any point in the game this guy had a legitimate hold on it. Like, he knew what he was doing. He wasn't a terrible player, but he was making some silly mistakes. And just look at what happened in that build-up. Look at this now. We get in front of Decora, and then all of a sudden, Firmino goes, don't want to touch it. And then Decora gets it. It's like, what is going on? He's doing that on the spot because the game doesn't want Firmino to get the ball. It wants Decora to... Because the guy was losing, right? So the game is trying to give him a chance. And it's so ridiculous. Like, what is going on? And that happens more than you'd think. Like this, but what's that? What is that? If he's being held back, it's a penalty. If he's not being held back, then why is he doing Fred Flintstone? What is going on with this game? And then he scores in the second half. I know you're thinking, oh, he's moaning because he's lost. I didn't lose. I win the game. But that's completely irrelevant because I even feel like the way that I win the game was scripted almost. So at this point, when I hit that post, I thought, you know what? I'm not winning this. This is an unwinnable game because the game is just doesn't want me to win. And again, another save from the keeper, not the greatest of shots. We're coming up to the 80th minute. We're losing 2-1. We win it in 90 minutes as well. So I'm going to complain about the win. So lovely little bit of football there from Vardy, and Vardy's finish is immense. But what happens next, man? 88th minute, and all of a sudden the guy can't hold the controller properly, whereas he's been holding it relatively fine throughout this point. His players go to absolute mush, and what is that for a finish? And we score to make it 3-2. Now, he celebrated in my face earlier, so I thought, I'll return the favour. But that, at the end, was completely unjustified. There was no reason why I should have won that game 3-2 in 90 minutes. It should have gone to extra time, if not penalties. The game has screwed over my opponent there, in my opinion, and it's just gifted me that third goal. I'm not complaining because I'm happy about it, but it's obvious. It's blatant to see. This game, I mean, the guy literally, bless him, he was clueless. He had absolutely no idea what he was doing. It's crazy to me that, well, no, maybe it's not crazy. I was thinking it's crazy that he's even in weekend league, this guy. Like, I'm not saying that I'm like the be-all and end-all. What I'm saying is I'm bang average, and I'm absolutely slapping this guy. So I dread to think where he finishes in weekend league. So then I was kind of thinking, how did he even qualify? But then, of course, you don't go through the 4 wins anymore. You just go through the points. So yeah, I can understand why he's in weekend league. It's just I would not want to go through it unless he had just the most unbelievable off day. I score 5 goals, and to his credit, he doesn't want to quit. He does in the end. That's the weird thing about this as well. I mean, I batter him, right? I think I go 4-0 up in the first half. I score 1 in the second. He leaves it 20 in-game minutes, and then just randomly, for no reason, just leaves. I don't understand it myself, but, I thought at 2 or 3-0 he would have gone. At 4-0 he's still there. Then he makes this mistake. And then, at this point I'm just sort of messing around to see what I can get away with, and we actually score. And he keeps playing beyond that point. As you can see, we're 10 minutes in. We get in on goal again, rather. Lovely bit of football from Mertens, and I'm gutted I didn't score that. But in the end he decided to leave. I don't understand why he stayed that long. And then look at that, another 10 minutes on top, 72 minutes. He didn't leave straight away after that shot from Mertens, which was absolutely insane. But surely for him, it's just not worth the time and effort to be playing FUT Champs, unless, of course, he had just a mad off day. And I've been there, I've had off days and I've had off games, but I don't think I've ever lost 5-0 to a guy of my quality. Like, that would be bad. That being said, maybe the gameplay wasn't working for him, but he wasn't really trying drag backs or anything. Like, he was a very simple player. So let's just say he finishes silver 3. I mean, he's getting 1 pick but a max of 84, which in my opinion is pointless. You don't really need to care about that. You get 10k coins, a 25k pack, and a jumbo premium gold pack. I would rather sit in Rivals, regardless of the division. I'd rather sit in Rivals and go for rank 1, because if you're playing that much FIFA, if you play in a division of your level, whether that be division 10 or division 1 or anywhere in between, I reckon you'd get better rewards and therefore progress your team quicker than you would going into weekend league if you're getting 6 wins. If you enjoy it and you don't mind playing the games despite the fact that you're taking heavy losses consistently, then that's fine. But I just felt like that guy was... I don't think it was an off day, honestly. I mean, he showed sort of sections of he knows how to play the game, but he wasn't doing the little dragbacks and the ball rolls and the quick passing, and it was very easy to pick him off. And if I'm picking you off, you have a problem, because I am terrible at this game. I don't know if there were any other comments. Yeah, he dropped the ball and rode to the final. Do you know what? I think you're probably right, to be honest. It was crazy how good the Scream promo was. And then they went straight from that into this. And EA tends to do this, right? We'll have a good promo, then we'll have a bad promo, and then we'll have a good one again. Or maybe we'll have 2 bad ones in a row, and then we'll have a good one. Or maybe it's not a good one, but it's not as bad as the previous promo, so we think it's a good one, This is an 80 rated team for 3 UCL players. Now, does it tell you whether you get a rare, or is it just 3 uncommon? I don't understand. Why doesn't it tell you what they are? That took ages. I had to narrow it down to 2 clubs in Spain. I went with Sevilla and I went with Real Sociedad. Wasn't expensive. I had a few of them anyway. The like of Willie and Jose was like 900 coins, so it wasn't like I've spent a lot doing it. I'm happy to give it up just to see what this is. Like, if it's 3 uncommons, then is it not 3 non-rares basically? Then it's a bit of a bust, but at the same time, you know, no pain, no gain. It's for the content, right? It's for the content. So this pack then, I mean, to be fair, right, we get 1 rare and you get 2 non-rare. So there is a distinct possibility we could get absolutely sod all in this. However, there is a small chance we could get lucky. Oh, no, we're not going to. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Oh, it didn't lag. I opened that specifically to get rid of the lag. And there wasn't any. So there we go. Pop around the club. And we'll open our UCL pack. Let's hope for Ronaldo. Oh, it is a walkout. Go on, lad. It's not Portuguese. It's close. It's not Portuguese, though. It is David Silva. Not bad. Not bad at all. 88 rated David Silva. I'm happy about that. I am. I won't lie to you. That then is worth it, isn't it? Come on. I was very reserved about doing that SBC, and then as soon as I saw the walkout, I thought, well, not so much anymore. It could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. And we've got a player in there who's worth about 20k. SBC cost me 3, maybe, and happy days. There's a comment down there from Lewis Brown that says, loving the vids, keep it up, thank you very much, mate. There's a comment underneath that from Francis who says, EA loves fools like this guy. Now, what did I even say in yesterday's video? He might be worth it for Idrissa. If it's me saying Idrissa Gueye might be worth it, I'm not going to do it, so it doesn't really make me a fool. I don't really understand what you're getting at, to be honest. The big problem for me, or the big thing for me, I should say, is people fixate far too much on what other people are doing. So, okay, this is a road to glory. You're watching me do things. I get that. However, we go into the SBCs. I've completed. Okay, you can't see it, but obviously you know. I've completed Joe Gomez, which a lot of people will think is overpriced. A lot of people will think it's not worth it. And if I personally think it's worth it, then that's what more do I need, right? If I'm happy, if I'm doing it and crying into my wallet that is now empty, then of course, yeah, I'm an idiot, right? But I wasn't against doing Joe Gomez, and it's the same with any other SBC. Any SBC I do on the road to glory for players, not packs, for players, I'm going to think they're worth it. And if I personally think they're worth it, then they are worth it for me, because the prices of these players, even Gomez, who in my opinion is well overpriced because he already has an 86 rated card in an inform that is cheaper than this SBC. The packs you get back are absolute trash, and of course they're bottom of the group, so he's not going to get upgraded beyond this card. That card is the card you're playing for, and it may as well not be dynamic because they are going to need a minor miracle to get out of that situation, right? So that, for me, 100% not worth it. I did it on main account just for content purposes. However, I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole on this account. However, you, sitting there now as an Atalanta fan, might think, do you know what? I don't care if he's got an inform already. I don't care if we're bottom of the group. I want that card. And if you think spending an 83 rated team, 84 rated team, 85 rated team, which is what, like a, I don't know, 130, 140,000 coin. If you think that's worth it, and you're happy to do it, then who is anyone else to tell you you're stupid? Because it's a player that you personally want, and it's a game. That's what people fail to realise. This is a video game. I get upset about it, right? I get annoyed that EA overpriced certain things. I think it's unfair to fans of that club and that player that they've overpriced that, because let's be honest, he ain't getting another upgrade. It would have been fair if they'd done that for about 70k. But hey, you know, if people are happy to pay it, and if you're happy to pay the price for any SBC, there's just no one out there who can tell you you're dull. And oh, EA love people like these because they get coins off the market. But if you're having fun, what does it matter? Someone said to me the other day, are you selling up for Black Friday. And I'm like, no, why? No, of course I'm not. Because I'm not actively trying to, make coins, right? I'll play games. I'll try and finish whatever in Foot Champs. I'll do this in Rivals. I'll go after objectives, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not a trader. And it doesn't really interest me that much, There are certain elements of it. I like the idea of it. I just don't have the patience for it. So I'm not going to do it. So, yeah, we could sell our entire team now and then buy it back Black Friday, which means we'll probably make some coins on it. But what am I going to do in the meantime? Play with a bunch of players I don't like? That's 2 weeks of me playing a game that is already testing my patience with a team that I can't stand? No, I'd rather just play 2 weeks with a team I love and then keep it after Black Friday anyway, because I'm probably not going to upgrade anything. And do that. If you want to make coins that way, then feel free. But for me, I just want to keep playing the game and enjoy it as much as I can. And for that to happen, I need my team. So, well, that brings me to the final part of this video, which has probably dragged on far too long as it is, icon swaps. I want to know, I've not looked at this, so I want to know how many tokens I have and how many tokens I need and which player we're going to go for. I cannot believe we have 33 days left of this section before we get the new icons. It is a little bit irritating. I know a lot of you out there won't have your tokens yet, and you probably don't have the time to play it, so that's why. But, for someone who now doesn't need... I needed 11, so I was actually grateful for the time. I don't need 11 anymore, I don't think, unless we go for Crespo. Because I am leaning towards the likes of one of these two. So I don't need hardly as many tokens as I thought I was going to. So, let's have a look. JJ Garcha, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Off the bench, that card is going to be good because he's got 70 stamina. You can't really start him. I mean, you can, but it would be pointless. You'd have to take him off just after half time. He's got very good agility. His ball control, his dribbling, his composure, all very nice. His passing across the board is decent. His shooting across the board, his finishing in particular isn't very good, but the rest of it is decent. And he feels a little, he feels quite quick, I would have thought. So it's not a bad card to have off the bench with the right chem style as well. You're probably going to have a 90, 92 rated player, which is nice. And I feel like he could do some damage. The problem that I have is super sub-wise, I don't really need anyone else. We've got a Camby, which by the way I thought was great value. We've got Vardy, who can't stop scoring. And then we have a bunch of other players in there. Carlos Vela, who was super cheap. I'm trying to justify every SBC now because someone has said that, EA loves fools like this guy. It's like, I don't need to justify myself, but now I feel like I have to. But like I said, just to reiterate the point, if you think something is value, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, doesn't matter what the community think, doesn't matter if everybody's up in arms that the SBC for Idrissa is too expensive. If you're a PSG fan, and honestly, right, on my main account, if that was a Liverpool player, I'm trying to think of someone of that quality, in and around the similar quality, like a Jordan Henderson, for instance. If they boosted Jordan Henderson to an 85 in the road to the final and give him that card and said, look, he is the Idrissa Gueye or Jordan Henderson, on my main account, I would have completed Jordan Henderson there and then. Because I'm a Liverpool fan, and I think 200,000 coins for a player who could potentially go to an 89, 90 rated card, because obviously he plays for Liverpool. They are predicted to go far. Same with PSG. They're probably predicted to go at least another 2 rounds, and they are top of the group, and they're flying right now. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, I have too many people off the bench is what I'm trying to say. Guardiola is a solid option, and he was the player that we were initially going to go with until I changed my mind. But he could be a player to bring in for objective teams. So what I'm saying is, I rely heavily on Kante and Allen at the moment. They are fantastic. However, if I'm playing with a team doing an objective, there is a distinct possibility I won't be able to fit Kante into it. Same goes for Allen. So I'm leaning towards Guardiola, I won't lie. A, because it means I don't have to go after the remaining 4 tokens. I can just play to 8 and happy days. That's the lazy side of me coming out. But if you think about it, if we want to do objectives and we want to do them well, we want to do them efficiently, I'm going to need to have a solid player that I can use in nearly every team. Guardiola could be that player. He obviously would go in at the CDM spot instead of Kante in teams that Kante doesn't fit in. So say, for instance, we need the next icon swaps rolls around, there's a player we really want. We need to go after all the tokens. So you need like 22 tokens or something. So I really want to get this done. So you need 9 first owner La Liga players, and 3 of them have to be Portuguese or something, right? So that means it's almost impossible for me to fit Kante into that team with chemistry. I love Kante, can't use him. Allen, same goes, can't use him. Then I need to try and find a CDM in that league, and maybe there isn't one that I like. And I'm struggling to think of one off the top of my head that I actually do like from that league. So, this week Guardiola would come in. He's a first owner player. Okay, maybe his first owner La Liga, but we only needed 9. We can get away with using 2. Guardiola and Nesta being the 2 that we can get away with. So, I feel like Guardiola could be that CDM in teams where we just need links. That's my thought process. The other, I know a lot of you probably want me to go for Crespo, but in all honesty, right, that card it's a good card. It really is a good card. But I just don't see that I just don't see him in the team, you know? Is he better than Lucas? Yeah, probably. But how much longer are we going to be able to get away with a player like Lucas anyway? We're probably going to have to upgrade him next, because the defence is done for a long time. The midfield is looking nice. Honestly, Lucas is the only player in there that I'm thinking, right, well, he kind of is on the edge now. You know, he's getting there. And I don't think Crespo's a big enough upgrade for me to spend 12 tokens on him and then in a couple of weeks go, right, now we need to improve on Crespo. So, I am leaning towards Pep. Now, how many tokens do I have right now? Probably not even half, right? Special, low. Okay, I do have half. I have 4 of the 8 required. So we only need to complete another 4. We need to complete another 4 objectives, and we have Guardiola. If that's what we want to do, I want your opinions on this. Is Guardiola the man for the job? Yes or no? Bear in mind what I've said. I honestly, I just think him coming in and helping me out is going to be big for objectives. You know, I think I'm going to be able to get them done a lot quicker. I've got 1 day, 4 hours to complete this. So by 6 o'clock Monday, I need to have had it done. And to be honest, I can't see me getting it done, which is a shame. But I've been playing champs. I've been doing reviews and 6 o'clock content on the other channel. I've had a Saturday. I had a lot of stuff to do outside of YouTube. I'm actually doing a side project right now as well that has nothing to do with YouTube. That took up a lot of time over the weekend, and I've just completely neglected this. And I'm a little bit sad about it, but you know, it is what it is. You can't do everything. You just can't do everything. So what do we have here? So that would be 1 token. And we've started these, which isn't too bad. So that's 2 more games, hopefully, and then that's that done. So it's 2 tokens. That's 1 more, well, it's 3 more games technically, and then that's that done. And then I've got 3 more games to play there, not difficult at all, and then that's that done. So it's not going to be difficult for us to get 4 tokens. I'm still trying to sell Oblak, by the way. He is being very stubborn, and he's not selling for even the lowest amount, which is really infuriating. But it is what it is. Is he dropped below 40 now, or has he gone up, or... He's still around 40,000 coins. I just can't get rid of him. I'm losing 13k, and I still can't get rid of him. So that's going to bring us to the end of the episode. Bit of a waffly one. I do apologise, but sometimes you just need to sit down and address a few things. And hopefully you kind of see where I'm coming from with certain things. You know, the whole, you know, I want to stay liquid. I mean, I do, but if there's an SBC I want, I'm not going to shy away from it, you know. I'm just not going to do every SBC like I was doing last year just for the sake of doing it, you know. Footmus will be a big test, you know, because Footmus will come around. Hopefully we'll have a lot of coins by then, or at least a relatively big chunk of coins, and they're going to throw cards at us daily. Some of them will be massively overpriced, but they will be players that I want. Some of them will be underpriced and players I'm not interested in, but last year or the year before I would be doing them anyway, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. That's going to do it for today's episode, though. Let me know where you are in Foot Champs, and of course let me know what icon you think I should go for. I've asked this before, but do you think that Guardiola strategy is a sensible one, or am I being an idiot and I just need to go for Crespo? Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.